What's up, guys? We're at Lowe's again, and as you see, Ortho has a product here for Fire Ant Killer, $21.98. So you're talking about 23 bucks. It treats up to 5,650 square feet, keeps mounds from forming. An active ingredient, Bifin, 0.2%. So if you buy that $30 or $40 bottle of Tall Star, you could do this yourself if you have a backpack sprayer. So just showing you that a lot of the products out there is whittled down Bifin to 0.2% when you can buy the direct product and do it yourself and keep the coverage going. So just wanted to show you that. What's up, YouTubers? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. Appreciate you guys stopping by this video. Maybe a quicker video. I'm filming this on Saturday. It is Easter weekend. Clearly, if you've been around my channel, you know I'm the son of a pastor. I'm a Christian man, Christian family. You know, a lot of people around the world celebrate Easter with Easter bunnies and eggs, and not saying anything bad about that, but the true reason for Easter, the celebration, Good Friday, is the death of Jesus upon the cross. And Sunday we celebrate in 3 days, just as Jesus said, he rose from the dead. The only person, God/man, to do that, to have the power of the Holy Spirit living within him to raise himself from the dead. So we celebrate Easter weekend. Hope you had a good Easter weekend. I realize this is coming out on Monday. We're not going to preach here, but hope you enjoyed it. So yesterday morning, I was able to get up. I was going to go play some golf up the street, but was unable to do so because of the weekend. It was so crowded. So I came back and I did a mow. So I figured we would just do an update video slash show you my mow that I did. I put a little extra effort. I thought it looked awesome. So we'll talk about the mow that I did. You know, a couple videos back, we did the spring prevention measures. We talked about grubs. We talked about insecticide. We talked about fungus, and we talked about hydration. We've done a couple of those already. We've done the GrubX, and we've done now the Tall Star. A little too soon to tell you if I notice a difference in the GrubX or the Tall Star. So we'll save that for another time when we have a little more time under our belts. We'll look down here, show you the tree, show you the grass, and show you the lawn and the mow, of course. So thank you for stopping by for this Monday video. Let's get into the walk around of the lawn. So the first thing I'll mention is I had to do it again because I love it so much. I did a diagonal cut, but I did that double down, two back. So you got the 2 light and 2 darks for the stripes. I love the way that turns out. Looks like the neighbors also did some mulching down there that looks really good. I noticed those things, but anyways, the yard is looking great. So no updates back here. We'll walk this way, but I did take my mower, my Honda mower, just for the record. If you're tracking these type things, Mr. Ferguson did sharpen the mower blades of the Honda. Made a big difference. It needed to be scraped off some of the grass, and we put them back on, went ahead and did this mow. And I did lower my mower to 3 inches instead of 3.5. I went to 3 inches just for the sake of it's a little cooler. Today we're about 70. We're going to be dropping all the way down to 58 the next couple days. And so it's not going to be high heat. You know, the 80s hit, and then all of a sudden we've got another cool off. So sticking around 3 to 3.5 is perfectly fine if you've got fescue like me. But the lawn looks great at this height. I really love 3 inches. It looks really good, especially since I also sharpened the mower blades. It really needed to be done, and I noticed that it helped a lot as well. So anyways, here's our grass area. If you don't know what we're talking about, this was a shade garden from my wife last year. We kind of left it alone. Then we put down some seed just to test and see, can Jonathan Green dense shade mix, can it make it through the summer? We literally planted this, 2 weeks ago. We threw some seed down. We bought some lawn soil over at Lowe's and spread that on top. We had a real heavy rain. I thought all the grass seed got washed away, and then after a rain a couple days later, boom, seed pops up. And I did run over it with the mower a couple times, so trying to chop some of it and get it to thicken up. This is just a test. I fully expect this grass to basically die off, but it may have a chance to survive being that we're in the shade here. So we're just kind of keeping an eye on it. There's some of my wife's plants that she planted last year trying to come back and make a spring comeback here. So the little shade area with some green grass continues to It's not totally thick everywhere, but we'll keep you posted and see how it turns out. See if it completely dies off from the sun or if the shade actually helps it to live. So I will mention, man, I really do love, I'm gonna walk back here around the kids' playhouse back to this section under the trees. This Jonathan Green Dent Shade Mix, you know, this we planted in the fall. So all of this from this, you know, from this area, the swing set forward, this right here at my feet and everything is the Jonathan Green Dent Shade Mix mainly. It is mixed with GCI Spreader Elite and a little bit of Turf Type Tall Fescue. I'm not saying it's completely 100% Jonathan Green, but right here, man, it looks really good. I don't know if it comes out on camera like that. I don't like the stump here. But just like this section right here, this grass is super nice and green, but the way it cuts with the Honda and the way it's just looking, it's just awesome. The Jonathan Green, I'm real impressed. I was almost like, man, I wish I could kill everything off and just try the Jonathan Green to see if it all would look like this, because it holds a really good color. It stripes well, it's thick, it's lush, and it just looks good. Even around these roots, even around these trees over here, you know, I don't particularly like, you know, having to mow around the stump and around the trees, but man, it's really turned out well. It's not completely thick in all areas, but man, I will say the Jonathan Green Dent Shade Mix, so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. And as you guys know, we also put some of that right up here, and here we go. Look, I didn't even notice this. It's roughly 1 o'clock, and you can see we're now in a position on the earth and here in North Carolina where we're getting the shadow. This is exactly why in the fall, this shadow was not here during the day. We was getting direct sunlight here, but now we're getting the shadow, and that's why I put some Dent Shade Mix right here. It got hit with our tenacity. It kind of crippled it. It kind of came back, and we put some more Dent Shade Mix as well as some Turf Type Tall Fescue from GCI, and we have some right here. So this is exactly why I put the Dent Shade Mix here, because it's like this during the heat of the summer and the late spring. So we'll keep you posted on how this does, but it's also looking really nice. So if you guys remember a few videos back, we talked about Speed Zone. We did some spot spraying, and right around this area right here, we had a big cluster of what we called ground ivy. And I made a clip, and I ended up not putting it in my last video, but I cannot find that big cluster of ground ivy. Speed Zone has completely eliminated it. It looks like something may have been here, unless that's some POA that maybe got hit. But there still is a little bit of the ground ivy type weed over here somewhere that I'd found, but that big cluster that was right here somewhere, I can't even find it. There's a little bit of what we're talking about. That's what we look like, but I had a big old cluster of it somewhere right here, and I can't even find it. Speed Zone has completely killed it and taken care of it. So again, any of these weeds that you may have in your lawn that looks something like this, the best I could find on Google was something like ground ivy or something. I don't know exactly what it is. It's just an annoying weed. But we spot sprayed with Speed Zone through here in other general areas, and Speed Zone came through. It takes a couple days sometimes, but can't even find it anymore. Speaking of which, last time we went to Home Depot, I bought a little spray bottle of Roundup. Tried to hit some of this. I actually hit that. That was Poa annua. Roundup glyphosate will work. The problem is when we're talking about it buried in between our cool season lawn, that's where it gets more difficult. So I did spray a little bit of Roundup there and on the backside and different portions right around this our AC unit here. So coming back to the front yard, man, it just looks good. This time of day, the stripes aren't looking as good as it normally did. As I told you, I did re-edge this at one point. We put some natural mulch down here. When it rains, you can notice it does kind of gather over here a little bit, but I did re-edge this, and it's looking pretty fantastic. The same with our, if I haven't shown you guys this up close, with our ring up here in the front yard, we did some more mulch here. I re-edged this with my manual edger, and just went around the edge. I've got roots, but you can't see them because of the mulch, but it's looking fantastic, and so I love it. It's not quite, there's a little area down here that's got a gap. That's where the water, I think, runs off, but it's looking good, man. So our tree ring looks really good this time of year. So as mentioned with that Roundup, for some reason, Mr. Kevin's driveway has no problem with this, but mine does. The sealant, the seals, I don't know what it is with this. When the company that created our home, or contractor made our home, we always get some of our seed falling in the cracks of our driveway, and we got grass growing in our driveway. So I had to take some Roundup and just go through and kill what's here. And same thing up here, you can see all the yellow that's right here. We just kind of took Roundup and just squirted it, and it handles it and takes care of it, and it'll all blow away eventually in the wind. But the mow was absolutely, it was more work. It is always more work to do it this way, but it looks phenomenal. My brother and my dad popped over. I said, welcome to the Masters. So anyways, that was looking pretty weird. Oh, look at this. I don't know if you guys can tell, but can you tell the color? There's like a dark color here. I wonder if it's because we've not had a good amount of rain here. It's looking a little dark right here on the edge with this. And remember, we planted our solar green here. Looks really nice, really green over here, but it's really dark here by the road. Hopefully that picks up. So it could be because of lack of rain, could be because I took it down to 3.5 inches, and maybe it was a little bit of a stressed out a little bit. I think it's probably more the latter, that it's rain. So something to keep an eye on. If it keeps getting high heat like this, we may need to break out the sprinklers. As far as the front yard, my wife has not yet decided what we want to do here. Here's something else I hit with Roundup the other day. Just some of these little weeds that like to creep into your mulch. This is actually the rubber mulch because of termites. We don't want termites. So I sprayed this, completely missed all of this because it's kind of camouflage. If you get in, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Now it's got these yellow flowers where you can see it more. But these bushes were very, very slow to take off, but they've actually grown a little bit. So that's good. They're getting sun. The other ones we had planted last year, if you recall, if you go back to a last May video, they really overtook this area. So anyways, we may or may not plant something right here in front of these. Same thing over here. We hit these other day with Tall Star, but we may or may not plant some spring flowers here in the front. Sprayed some of this with Roundup just to kind of clean it up, as well as the grass that likes to get onto this brick area my wife planted. So anyways, just tried to clean that up. Just one of those spring things you can come out on a Saturday and do. But yeah, so far not sure what type of plants we want to put here. Let me know in the comments what you think is good this time of year and may match the color scheme we got going on here. And then finally, coming back down this section here, our Japanese maple has some leaves on it. It's looking pretty good. It looks like the deer is kind of relented. My wife has taken some of the coffee grains, I don't know what the proper word is, but she's been putting them around the bushes, and it doesn't look like the deer have been nibbling on them as much, which is good to see. When you cut it at this 3-inch height, obviously you cut some of the seed heads off. Somebody had asked me, Mr. Ferguson, you know, you got protein in the lawn. Why are you bagging? Like, what is the purpose? Why wouldn't you, obviously if you don't bag, when you have fertilizer in your lawn and you mulch, it goes right back in that fertilizer. You're recycling it, you're putting it back in the lawn. And somebody had asked me why I was bagging. Well, it's because of the Poa annua. Blowing it all over my lawn, those seed heads, they could lay dormant till next year. They could lay dormant for 2 years or 3 years. It's been proven by smarter people than Mr. Ferguson. So that's why I bag, and I come back here and throw it in the woods and get rid of it. Yes, we're not putting that nitrogen back into the lawn with the clippings. Wish I could, but I'm trying to reduce the spread of the Poa annua in my lawn. So that's why you guys, when you see me mow, I'm mowing with the bag up until probably next month when the Poa begins to die and it's not so much of a threat. We'll go right back to mulching it and we'll take the bag off. And believe me, when you've got that Big League Lawns striping kit on the back of the mower, it is a hassle when I'm wanting to make turns. I've got on a little bungee cord, I pull it up, and with the bag there, it's just more of a hassle. So anyways, that's kind of the review of the lawn. Remember, this section we was really worried about last fall. For you that were here at the channel, it was really thin right here. It's really thickened up. I'm happy. Even this area, remember we did a bunch of this area, we put some lawn soil, we did more seed, we raked all this out. It was looking very bare, very thin. It's looking really good. We talked about how spring would probably get the grass to really pop up and produce it, and it is. So it's looking good. So there's a little walkthrough and mini update with some of the things we've talked about here in my lawn in North Carolina. Things are going well. We continue to grow and need to mow it. So once again, appreciate you guys stopping by this Easter weekend for this little update video. Not a whole lot of content to bring you. We'll jump back into it come Wednesday we may have something, we have not. I've been posting videos on Wednesday for lawn care here on the Lawn Care channel because we've had things to talk about. If you guys don't see a Wednesday video, clearly Mr. Ferguson didn't have anything worthy to film and bring to you. So just want to make that note. If you're looking for the midweek quickie, as we mentioned, we've moved that to the Mr. Ferguson vlog channel. So please check out Mr. Ferguson vlog if you're interested in the midweek quickie. Again, when we have content, we'll definitely have videos on Mondays and Fridays here. And if we can, we'll have content on Wednesdays. So anyways, thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed your Easter weekend. Thank you for walking through my freshly cut lawn here. Things are looking good. We'll keep an eye on the bank up here with that dark color. That kind of concerns me. It may be needing some sprinkler and some water, but hopefully today we're supposed to get some rain and it's not looking like it's going to happen, but we'll keep you posted on that. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next lawn care video. God bless.